I don't want to have this conversation with you right now, but I have to. I wish I can just log off the internet, go pick my kid up, and enjoy my day. But I'm absolutely infuriated. I'm infuriated with the actions of the SEC. I'm infuriated with the lack of intervention from Congress. And I'm absolutely angry for the future of our industry. Bitcoin, NFTs, crypto. Doesn't matter. All cryptocurrencies, and our industry is under attack. I don't know if you heard about this earlier today, but unfortunately, Voyager was one of the companies that filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. And there was a deal made. BINANCE US came in and said, hey, we'll go ahead and buy this company. We're going to go ahead and give users a portion of their funds back that they left on exchanges. I'm a Voyager creditor too. So I'm like, okay, great, cool. To me, I understood the risk though by leaving my crypto on exchanges, but many other people didn't, and that's okay. We're all in this industry together and we all make mistakes. The SEC came in today and said, nope, we can't do this. We need to probe into Voyager to figure out what happened with their native token, and they may potentially be calling it a security. So guess what, retail? And it's only impacting retail. Guess what? You getting a portion back of your crypto, and I believe it's about 70%, that deal is off the table right now because the SEC couldn't do their job. Again, the SEC couldn't do their job. In fact, they refused to do their job. So let's go ahead and talk about what we can do to combat this disgusting behavior and this overreach by the SEC. And if you don't know who I am WendyO. Some of you call me CryptoWendyO, and I host the O Show, everything crypto and NFTs every day. And I'm going to show you exactly how to stop this predatory behavior. Because if you're like me, you came from the bottom and you're trying to improve your quality of life, and we're not going to be able to do it with the SEC. And let me tell you something. They're not just coming for your Bitcoin, your crypto, or your NFTs. They are doing this to institute a CBDC to monitor you and your families. But guess what? This CBDC, it will not track what the governments are doing, what your public servants are doing. It's only going to be for us. And there's a lot of problems with that. So without further ado, let's get into it, babes. So this was the story we initially talked about earlier, that the SEC objects to Binance US $1 billion Voyager deal, alleging the sale of unregistered securities. If the SEC actually cared about what was happening over at Voyager, why didn't they say something in the beginning? Why did they wait until they filed for bankruptcy and that retail was going to get some of their funds back? Makes you wonder, right? Now, we have Hester Peirce. She is an SEC commissioner, and she is getting more and more and more aggressive towards the SEC because they're not doing their job, and they are prohibiting her from giving fair guidance to crypto companies that are just supposed to come in and report, because that's what Gary Gensler says. Come in and report, come talk to us. Almost every company that comes in to talk to the SEC gets dinged later. Look at the Library case. And you know what? Most of you might not know what Library is and the amazing things they did, and that's okay. But most of you know who Ripple is, and you know who XRP is. And the SEC went after them in an unjust fashion, indicating that Ripple was part of selling a unregistered security, XRP, which I don't think XRP is a security at all. I think it has a valid utility. Hester Peirce said this, getting lots of questions about stable coins and SEC. Facts and circumstances, of course, but the SEC should defer to Congress, which is actively considering the issue. In the meantime, we and other regulators could hold public roundtables. Enforcement actions aren't the way to write the rules. She's basically saying the company she works for, the public servant entity she works for is just going after people. Innocent participants, entrepreneurs who want to improve the quality of life for their families. The SEC says, nope, you cannot create. And best believe, I understand that there's bad actors in the crypto industry, but the people that are going in to actively report, they're not bad actors. They're trying to do things the right way, and they just keep getting hit. Now, this story over here, Republican leaders renew call for Gary Gensler to comply with outstanding requests from Congress. Congress has gone after Gary from the SEC. And guess what? This particular party, they have had it. And they are doubling down on their efforts to rein in the SEC's Gensler climate proposal. And this is one factor too. CBDCs are coming. We'll get into that in a minute. But basically, let's go ahead and read some of these things. Congressional Republicans, and full disclosure, guys, I don't care if you're blue, red, I don't care what you do. I am all about living free and harming none. And these people try to play us against each other, and it is simply not the way. Congressional Republicans are launching a full-scale attack against Securities Exchange Commission Chairman Gary Gensler. New climate disclosure rules, setting the stage for lawsuits that nullify regulators if they approved by the agency later this year. The rules would, for the first time, mandate that all public companies make vast and some costly disclosures about how their operations impact the environment. Critics say meeting requirements as written would be impossible because it would force corporate boards to weigh in on political thorny and debatable issues such as climate change and global warming. I'm not here to tell you that climate change and global warming is not real in any way, shape, or form. What I'm here to tell you is this is not the SEC's business. There are other entities that allow these companies to report this information or to comply with different standards, not the SEC. And remember, in crypto, we've got this thing called the Howey test. Our securities laws pertaining to crypto in 2023 are from the 30s, and the 40s. We didn't even have fax machines back there. And also, too, Gary will not comply with any type of communications. And remember, who did Gary meet with? Who did Gary meet with before they collapsed? FTX. How many political donations were given to the public servants, and they did nothing about it. Nothing. From Tom Emmer. Today, I introduced the CBDC Anti-Surveillance State Act to halt efforts of unelected bureaucrats in Washington, D.C. from stripping Americans of their right to financial privacy. A CBDC is going to absolutely destroy the United States of America on a privacy level. The way that our Constitution was written was to stop that. Everybody deserves to have some form of privacy. Yes, I understand there's bad actors out there, and I get it. You got to protect retail. But at the same time, a CBDC is going to absolutely decimate the way we transact in the United States. And the CBDC that they want to integrate is not the way to go about it. If you've listened to anything I've said on the show and you feel that you need to have your voice heard, you are tired of being taken advantage by the public servants, I invite you to join me in the DCTA, the Digital Currency Traders Alliance. They are a group that I work with. I do not receive any compensation. I simply just allow them I use my platforms as a vessel to help push the message. I hope that you sign up and you help support us. We have a initiative we're working on right now, Stop the SEC. I'm asking you guys to retweet this, to share this, to go fill out this form over here, fill out this form over here. They give you a step-by-step way to do so. Stop the SEC's attack on crypto. Contact your representatives via phone or email. We went ahead and we've created this brief for you here. Go ahead and do so. But if you're somebody who is actively participating in the crypto industry, you're tired of getting taken advantage of by the public servants, I highly recommend you join us at the DCTA and you make your voice heard. We're going to make it really easy for you. If you can't donate, that's fine. Volunteer, retweet. I don't care what you do at this point, but we can't let these people keep getting away with it. Because if the SEC is not coming after you because of climate, they're calling your project a fraud. They're suing people. They're impacting the way that you invest. And again, the only way you can actually invest according to their standards for accredited investors, you have to make over $250,000 a year or have over $1 million in assets. I don't know anybody I grew with that had that luxury. So if you're somebody like me who grew up lower middle class, poor middle class, stand with us. Let's push back and let's let them know that the SEC needs to comply with Congress and can't just keep going after companies because they think that they need to, because they're not. They're not allowing these companies to actually register. Thank you all so much for watching. Bye-bye.